right, Mr. James, go ahead.
Can you and you can look at her if you want to keep looking at her, I'm sure she's a lot nicer looking than me. Can you kind of just give us a brief rundown of what actually happened in court today? Let me get the microphone turned on.
Yeah,
then that was
Sure. What happened is that the state wanted to have a modification of the bond, which means that they wanted additional conditions on the bond to ensure that the parties maintain separation while this case is pending, which is a good idea, and why we consented to it.
I guess in paperwork that was filed by the mother, your client had come in contact with the mother and the daughter in 2 separate incidents. Was that just by coincidence, or how did that come into happening?
Any contact has been entirely coincidental.
And so he is not a threat to the family in any way, or?
Absolutely correct. Absolutely right.
Were you?
Kayden is as good a young man as you want to find.
I've been covering courts for a long time, and I'm not a lawyer, but he's charged with first-degree murder. How did he get a bond in the first place?
Well, the reason why I got a bond would have to be a question you'd have to ask the judge who allowed the bond, but to do that you have to file what's called a bond modification request or a motion. We filed that motion. We had a hearing on that, at which we produced some testimony on Kayden's behalf, and the judge decided that placing Kayden on very tough ankle monitoring restrictions so that he's accounted for 24/7. There's nowhere he can go that he won't be known. He is 100% supervised, so there's no chance for him going anywhere. That's what the judge wanted, and of course placed a monetary bond on him.
So he was okay with that? You're okay with the fact that he's not to go in contact with the family at all?
Absolutely, absolutely. That is 100% the right thing to do.
And what are the next steps for your team, and then hearing how the other 2 co-defendants' disposition hearings will go moving forward?
Well, the next steps are really, at this point, are strategic and administrative. Strategic in that the parties are designing their own defense, figuring out what the defense is going to be certainly based upon what the discovery is, and then administrative is the court's business. For instance, we'll be back in October, at which we will have continuing discussions with the court about where the case is going and what the scheduling is going to be.
And it was just discussed in the court today that the autopsy report for Zane Hughes was released. Can you confirm that, sir?
That's one of those things that it's because it is in the discovery, whether one side has it or not, the state announced it to the court, but the exchange of discovery is a confidential matter, and so at this point that's something that I really better stay away from.
Thank you, Mr. Payne.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you talking.
Absolutely.
And
I'm sweating, so
one last question for you, and it's not on camera or anything, but his next court date is October 12th?
Yes.
And what's that for?
That's another administrative hearing.